everyone, I'm Tash.
And I'm Damo.
And we are very excited to bring you this week's episode of the Bari Chronicles.
Tash, this week, Monday,
I know.
I begin pre-op again.
I know, my love. It is a sucky reality, but it is a reality nonetheless.
I never thought that I would have to be doing this, but we are joined today by my wife, Kim.
Hi.
And your wife, husband, Steve.
Hello.
Steve's just done his pre-op and had his surgery and doing amazing.
Allegedly.
Well, he kind of is doing amazing. I mean, he got on the scales today and he's dropped down another kilo. So he's now at 21 kilos lost.
Really? And that's only a few weeks, really.
Yeah, I mean, it's, 9 weeks now?
Yes. 22nd of December.
Yeah.
So, Steve, how did you find pre-op?
Oh, it was in the first page of the booklet.
Oh, I should have looked there.
Oh, I actually, well, 22nd of December was when I had surgery. So, yeah, pre-op was like early December, 2 weeks. And they didn't actually, or surgeon didn't say I really had to go on pre-op because, I was at the lower end of the, outdated BMI scale.
Yep.
So he wasn't too, perturbed if I went on pre-op or not, but I wanted to do the whole thing. I wanted to make sure, if organs and thises and that's were, shrunk in size or weight or, whatever the full necessity of it was to make the surgeon's job easier. I thought, yep, I'm all for making that easier for him because he's got his bits and pieces inside of my stomach, so I'll give him all the help I can.
Yeah.
But the actual following the pre-op was great. I loved it. I knew what the purpose was and, lose some weight. That was the goal. So that was the goal. So, it's not that it was easy or hard. It was just, achieve the goal and do what you got to do to do it. So I had the cost prices meal replacement shakes for breakfast and lunch and big bowl of veggies and some sort of meat for dinner. That's all I did.
Didn't struggle with it at all?
Didn't struggle with it at all. I'm used to be, I guess, more of a carnivore than a balanced eater.
Absolutely.
But I was finding I was really loving the veggies.
You could balance a pie in each hand.
Oh, yeah. What balance a pie in each hand or a wingding in each hand? Yeah, I was balanced. But I was loving, the recipes that Tash was making. I guess I could have struggled more, but Tash had been there. She'd walked the walk. It was harder for her. She didn't have a lot of people to give any help or advice, and I guess she remembered what it was like.
100%. I just wanted to make it as easy as possible for you.
Yeah, I love it, like the coconut rice with different spices, and you notice the flavours, different flavours more, I guess, when you're only having one.
Coconut rice. You had cauliflower rice.
What did I say?
You
coconut.
said coconut.
Oh well, it's one of them things that start with C.
We're all looking at each other going, what the heck was she feeding you?
When the fuck did you have coconut rice?
That's a good pre-op.
In my head, I was seeing cauliflower, but
You knew it
coconut
started with
slipped
C.
out. Yeah, knew it started with a C.
One
So
of them C
And here I was thinking, geez, that sounds good.
yeah, pre-op's going to be great.
Yeah. So, Damo, why are you having why are you having pre-op again?
So,
Tell us a story.
a story. Well, once upon a time, and it was once upon a time, like 12 years ago, I had my sleeve. And since then, my stomach has done its best to grow back.
Yeah, wow.
There's like over 600 mil of part of my stomach is sitting in my chest, which is causing terrible reflux.
Yeah, 100%.
At the moment, every night I wake up aspirating on this vile mixture of stomach acid and whatever the last thing was that I ate.
Side note, it's awful hearing it. The other
Yeah,
side of the bed.
Kim has to sit there enduring me choking for hours, or if I have one of those episodes, spend the next 4 hours coughing and my throat's burnt, and like it even affects your voice the next day, and I don't know, people can probably hear even on the podcast tonight my voice is has a little bit of a croak to it because of last night's bout of reflux. So the plan was to do another sleeve to fix up the damage, remove the excess fundus, and fix the hernia that's there. But just with the amount of damage that's been done, the surgeons decided that an R&Y bypass is going to be the safest option. And so I guess, like Steve said, to make it that bit safer and just to help things along, I need to redo pre-op, which when I think back to my pre-op, it's just nightmares. Like I think I have some sort of trauma from my original pre-op. So whenever anyone says pre-op, I sit
Think
here
of
going,
cardboard boxes.
yeah, cardboard boxes and just regret.
Do you, like, let's be real. I mean, for those listeners that have actually followed the Bari Chronicles from the start, you might remember a couple of years ago we did an episode on meal replacement shakes, and we tried all the different flavors. And honestly, between trying to hold our chundas and our shits in, it was
Between the fits of giggling and
so I know how much you struggle with meal replacement in general. I mean, I've stayed on like the feel good meal replacement. I've been having them for a long time because that was one of the things that my surgeon sort of said to me, like all the way back, right back at the beginning. You can have one of those every day if you want to. It's totally fine. It might be a good thing if you're ever struggling with food. So I've just sort of done that, but I know that you have not found that an easy thing to do. And
no,
like there are certain brands that are just a hard no.
Yeah, and I think it's a little bit better now because meal replacement shakes have come
A long way.
And there are some more palatable brands than what there was 12 years ago.
Yeah.
And you can have food.
And I can have some food
This
on it
time.
as well, which does make a difference. And like when Kim did her pre-op, I'd learnt a lot sort of from mine, and I was able to. Well, Kim, you enjoyed the shakes as well, didn't you?
I did. You made them into dessert, so I'll have to do that again for you.
So Kim and Steve both, they're weird. They enjoyed their shakes, but
They
no,
really like them.
I don't mind the new cost price ones. So
They're actually they're actually yum.
That's what I'm doing, and I won't say I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not as terrified
And look,
doing this as I would be if I had boxes of Opti spew sitting there staring at me.
Look, I really do understand, because I recently, I didn't have to do pre-op prior to my fundoplication that I very recently had, but I did have to do liquid phase, puree phase, soft food afterwards, and yeah, it's a lot to go back to having those things. So
Actually, I said to Kim today, we were at Coles and saw those nice big, like the field mushrooms sitting there. I said to Kim, have to do like one of those mushroom burgers like you did for Steve.
like Steve had.
Delish.
Because that looked amazing when you put the picture up of that, Steve.
That actually had to come down though, because people were bagging it because, oh, what are you doing eating that on pre-op? He's eating a mushroom and 100 grams of protein that he was allowed to have.
See, I find that amazing because people post going, how can I make this more palatable? How do I get through it? So you share your journey of this is how I'm doing it, using the food that I'm allowed to have, and then people start bagging it out. And it's like, well, just because you don't have the imagination to create something, how about put your preconceived ideas aside and learn from someone who's actually doing it and been there through this and learnt along the way.
Because honestly, over the last, of everybody in our family, I actually did begin the bariatric thing first. Like, I did the lap band thing a long time ago.
Yep.
And
years before I did my sleeves.
Yeah. So it's literally 18 years. It's 18 years ago now.
And you do learn a fair bit over those years, you know. And if a mushroom burger can help you get some semblance of normal while you're going through the pre-op phase, then I'm all for it.
I mean, one of the other things that Steve really liked having was zucchini noodles and some a little bit of nutritional yeast on top of them with like the bolognese type of a mince. You love that
nice.
as well.
Yes.
Those kinds of things, it's just really nice, delicious, wholesome food that you could very easily eat without even being on pre-op.
Yeah. And that's what I like, because I have seen some of those recipes that Steve had are things that you've made anyway normally.
Just a few little adaptions.
Yeah. Like even the fact I'm allowed to have either 100 grams of, some sort of lean meat, or I can have 2 eggs. Well, I'm thinking I could do like a version of a zucchini slice just without the cheese, and I am allowed to have 30 mils of milk a day, so we can do little creative things.
You could definitely do a version of a zucchini slice. Again, I would go down the route of adding a bit of nutritional yeast in there, just because it kind of, it's not exactly the same as like a parmesan, but it still gives just a really lovely rich flavour. I mean, you really can be creative. Like Steve said, he loved the cauliflower rice. He loved the curried cauliflower rice.
Not coconut rice.
Yeah. No, you really did
no
love
coconut
that.
rice.
Yeah, no coconut rice, love.
Something that has changed though, well for me anyway, is post-op I don't have to do the clear fluid phase.
Oh, okay.
Which I was sort of surprised. I go straight on to what they call bariatric fluids in the program that I'm doing, which is just, high nutrition drinks. So, your smoothies and that sort of stuff. So I'm sort of looking forward to that, I guess, is that I did struggle on the clear fluid stage.
Yeah, clear
So
fluid sucks.
it won't be quite as bad. Post-op for Kim, once we got through the fluids, I had a smoker by that time. So I did all low and slow cooked barbecue meats, and, it was just really easy to puree a lot of it with a nice gravy or sauce.
I might have to learn how to use a smoker now.
Yeah, return the
Favour.
favour.
Return. Yeah. Well, we did a lot of. For Steve, I did a lot of bone broth, and I did a lot of casseroles, and I know that pureed meat can really be a very touchy subject for a lot of us, but Steve again did not struggle at all with it. So I pureed. I cooked a lot of just chicken and beef. Made the two different types of bone broths, and I put a lot of veggies into it, and I would just slow cook it for overnight, the beef for 24 hours at least, and then we would puree it. And you loved it, didn't you?
Oh, it was delicious. I'd still eat it if it was around.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's where I'm lucky as well. Kim and Jess, for those who don't know, our younger sister, they're going to do some bone broth for me. So I'm looking forward to that. Homemade bone broth is so much nicer than any of the store-bought stuff.
Yep.
It really is worth taking that time.
It's not hard either. It's just it just takes a long time, and your house smells like cooking.
Yeah.
For a long time.
And we already have a lot of sort of congee and that kind of thing anyway, so that side of the nutritional sort of fluids I'm not really worried about.
Not concerned with.
I think
I honestly don't think that you'll have anywhere near as hard a time as you did previously.
Yeah, I think it's just it was such a bad time the first time around.
We had no idea what we were doing.
We had no idea, and that's why we started BSA.
Yeah.
Because I had no idea what I was doing at the time, and I said to Kim, there must be other people that are struggling, and since then, suddenly we've got over 70,000 people across Australia that have joined BSA, and
or its subsidiary groups.
And it's just been an amazing community, and the amount of learning that has happened. And we have so many surgeons now that they'll say to us, guys, patients are coming to us so much better educated because they've been on BSA.
And we love that, and we're going to keep doing that because we know that it changes things. I mean, even for me, when I with the fundoplication, I forgot how challenging it can be to transition from puree onto soft food.
Yep.
And I honestly swear to you that the chicken tried to kill me one night. It felt like it did. My guts. I still cringe at the thought of it. It was soft. It was all of the things that it needed to be, but I just tried to go probably a little bit more than I should have because it was yum.
It doesn't take much, eh?
And suddenly I was running around with my arms up in the air And
Doing the
you know,
chicken dance.
Yeah, doing the chicken dance. Had the foamies. It was great. It was great fun.
Sounds awesome.
Great time. So all of those things that we are told at the start, like go slow, make sure that you sing. Well, I have this little thing of singing happy birthday to myself while I'm chewing my food. I was probably only really chewing for about 20 seconds, I reckon. I think that I wasn't chewing as long.
Yeah.
And
You sang too fast.
yeah, I was singing too fast. I'd sped up. I was going in like 1.5 times or something. Yeah. So anyway, I think that's probably what it was. But it's been interesting. It's just that little reminder that when we transition through the stages, we need to just be mindful about how fast we're eating, what we're consuming. Am I taking appropriate amount of time between bites? Put the spoon down, because there were literally days when I was on like going from puree back onto solid food, like to normal food, when I didn't feel hungry at all, but my brain was going, come on, just eat it.
Just eat it. Eat all the dinner.
Eat that dinner.
Steve, how did you go with your different stages, like transitioning from
I
puree
moved
to-
on from page 1
Yeah.
and went to page 2.
Page 2.
Yeah. I found it easy. It was like being a
You
little,
just went from page 1 to page 2.
little kid. It's like, Tash, I'm hungry. And Tash was the best nurse and doctor. And it
Oh,
just
don't
made,
say I was a doctor.
well, we could play doctors and nurses
Doctors and nurses.
behind our closed doors without getting into trouble.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't say I'm extremely knowledgeable about anything, because it was all Tash that made it so easy for me.
Yeah, no, that's great. I think it shows the difference that just that bit of knowledge makes to a person's journey when they actually have that support as well, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah, I
Well,
could easily imagine it being or feeling overwhelming for someone that doesn't have support. It's a whole new way of life, really.
I mean, I remember, Steve, it was some sort of milk drink that you had, and it didn't agree with you. It was one of the protein milk drinks. So we were out and about, and it had been a little while since Steve had eaten.
Yeah, we're out longer than we anticipated, so
Yeah.
bought one of those. And I'm not saying they're bad, I'm just saying how it was for me at the time, during the stage that I was. We bought a shop-bought protein smoothie or
Yep.
something. Yeah, it just tastes fine, but
Whether it was dumping or whether it was a lactose sensitivity, don't really know. I kind of lean towards it being the lactose, because you've kind of gone on to almond milk as well, haven't you?
yeah, I'm a big milk drinker beforehand, and when I started pre-op, I just thought I'll go off all dairy altogether. So I hadn't had milk for some weeks or month or however long it was.
It was probably that, but that's really the only thing I can think of that's sort of played up with you. I mean, another incredible thing, Damo and Kim, like that, and you guys can attest to this. You know how Steve has had his coffee for the last
ever.
ever since you've known him. It was always white and 2 sugars.
Yeah.
Nescafe.
Yeah.
63.
43.
43.
That's
Yep.
right. Yeah.
And he has actually stopped having sugar completely.
Wow.
Has not had
Yeah.
sugar in his coffee.
No, and that was what was really freaking me out, was leading up to pre-op, was how am I going to go not having sugar
Yeah.
because you hear, and I don't know if this is accurate or not, but I just remember hearing at one stage trying to give up sugar is, as hard or harder than giving up heroin for a heroin addict. And I'm thinking, hokey fruit, this is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
I've heard that too.
But it wasn't. I just had a little bit of coffee, just a shot of coffee in my morning shake. I thought I'll continue that just so I'm not getting the horrible caffeine withdrawals,
Yep.
while I was still at work. But I managed quite easily with the not giving, with the giving up of sugar. Didn't have any
Yeah, so
bad
you did,
reactions
you did that during
or
pre-op,
anything.
didn't you?
Yeah.
So what you actually did was you would have your feel good meal replacement shake. You put in a shot of coffee. Now, when you say that, was it
Well, it wasn't a shot like from our
Our
cappuccino
espresso
machine, the
machine, yeah.
espresso. It was just the same teaspoon of Nescafe
Yeah.
Blend 43.
Yeah. And you also had like the little tins of the feel good coffees.
And
too,
then
didn't you,
later
that you took to-
later we got those. So I was trying out all the different flavors.
So you were taking like one of those little tins to work with you,
Yeah.
and that seemed to work really well.
Yeah, it was. It's just like it's just easy. I had my super little, I think it's called a Ninja Blast. It's just like a shaky thing. Yeah, mine.
Your one,
Mine.
really?
Mine.
So
Mine.
Tash didn't blend up some egg and mayo like I did for Damo,
No.
12 years ago?
Yeah.
I promise I won't do that again.
You were just trying to get him to eat, Kim.
I know, I was crying.
Well, so yeah,
I cried.
and that was the thing.
A lot.
We had no idea and no help, and you do what you've got
And
to do.
we weren't even living in the same state at that time, hey?
Yeah, and I hadn't. See, at that time,
We were
hadn't really,
normal and you were in a state of distress.
Yeah, we were. And I hadn't really told Tash much about it because she had her
I
own
was
trauma going
damaged.
on from her previous lap bands and all the hell that went along with that. So Tash had sort of was terrified that I was going to die, and so I really didn't say a whole lot to anyone about what was going on because my family were trying to be supportive, but they were also
Scared.
really scared. So I just kept a lot of things to myself, and Kim was doing the best that she could, and the whole egg and mayo, you think, oh yeah, that's a combination that'll work because, you might have had it as a egg and mayo sandwich or something, but the whole texture and the amount of fat that is in egg and mayonnaise mixed together, like it just
on that, because all of you are currently sleeved, and I'm the one in this
Yeah.
room that has had a bypass. I'm telling you, if you do that, you're gonna have the light yellow poos, and they really stink.
yeah, well, it just made me vomit. So we won't be doing that.
No,
Thank you.
and I will attest to it. So anyone can ask me at any time on the page
Yeah.
that I will not be doing that. I know so much more now. I won't be crying through the whole.
It's terrible when I see people on BSA and they're about to start their puree food stage, and the first thing that so many people go for is egg and mayonnaise. And I sit there going, don't do it. Just don't do it.
And it
Oh my
stinks.
God.
When you
And yeah, I think a lot of people find out the hard way.
Yeah.
But, it's just one of those things. It's a whole new way of learning to eat again.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that sort of has me a little bit, like, I'm not super excited about the process because I never thought that I would be doing weight loss surgery again, because I was quite happy with where my weight is at now. I wasn't for a long time, but I guess I've learnt a lot more, and I understand that weight does not necessarily equal health.
Yeah.
And the amount of health that I have gained by losing 100 kilos all those years ago, so I was fairly satisfied with where I was at. So the whole thought of having weight loss surgery again has been a little bit overwhelming. But it is what it is. I have to do this for my health because of the reflux, and even the fact that I want to get my teeth fixed. But the dentists are all, well, there's no point doing that until you fix the reflux, because you'll just end up burning the crap out of dentures or whatever else. So, what's the point in spending more money on my teeth if I haven't fixed what's caused the issues to begin with? And for the type 2 diabetes, the R&Y will help that. And so I think for those reasons it's worth it. Actually, something that's been interesting through this process is the amount of insulin that I'm on. I've started having a lot of hypos.
Yep.
So my insulin, my blood glucose level has been dropping down really low, especially at night. Thankfully, I've got a CGM, or a continuous glucose monitor. So my phone starts going off its nut, usually about 1:30 in the morning. My glucose will drop to like 3. This morning, actually, it started going off a second time, and it was 2.1.
Yeah, wow.
And to the point that even the jelly beans, they're not working. So had to sort of get some honey. Actually, it's been Biscoff paste.
Maybe you just need to have some. Well, what I used to do when my blood sugar was when I was having the really bad episodes of reactive hypoglycemia, I had the simple syrup by the bed.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. So
It sounds horrendous, but it worked really fast.
yeah, and that's what it's about when I think your blood's sort of that low, is just getting it up again. So that's going to be interesting, the whole process of that, bringing my insulin down, going on to shakes, and the whole pre-op thing. Thankfully, my endocrinologist is keeping an eye, because my glucose monitor connects to his computer, so he can see what it's doing. So he'll contact me and let me know how to adjust it and what to do, which I think that's good. That's a good thing of having a good team around you.
Yeah.
Like my pain doctors are all in on it and communicating with the surgeon on what to do with my back pain.
Yeah.
Through the process, and my endocrinologist is in touch with them, and so everyone's talking to each other, which sort of gives me a bit more confidence in the whole process, instead of me having to be the one that's trying to relay information everywhere. They're all doing it for me. So
Which is what they're meant to do.
yeah,
And it's good that they are.
yeah, it's nice. So that's where we're at, and yeah, we'll do this again, just before my surgery date.
Very exciting. Thank you guys so much for listening. Hope that was informative. If you have any questions, why don't you just pop them in the comments on this podcast, and we would love to be able to answer them for you next time.
Yeah, even if you got questions for Kim and Steve,
Yep.
we'll jump back on with them, and yeah, feel free to ask away. Kim, Steve, thanks for joining us,
Thanks for having us.
Yes, it was a pleasure.
and we'll see you all again soon.
See ya.